Hey people, how you doing? I'm New Broken Puppet, and today I'm going to teach you how to draw a classic old school snake. That's a really fun one. It's a really cool design as well. I'm going to do this on the iPad Pro. So this is the iPad Pro, and I'm going to use Procreate. That's the program we're using for this. You can do some paper with pens, markers, whatever you want. Just copy what I do on here on there. It's really that simple. Just copy what I do on there. And any sort of change I'll tell you along the way. So I'm going to do different layers. I'm going to have sketching, refining, colour, shade and line work. So basically we're going to start off with sketching, then we're going to refine the detail a little bit, and then we're going to do lining, which is going to be on top, and the shading colour is going to sit underneath. You know, it's just the kind of correct way of doing this. So we're going to start off with sketching. I'm going to use a technical pencil on the sketching section. I'm going to use a dark red to begin with. If you're sketching on paper, just use like a black pencil because red pencil doesn't rub out too easy. But other than that, people, here we go. I'm going to sketch in just like oval shape. I'm going to bring it down like so, and just turn this up a touch. So we're very sketchy with the beginning bit. You know, don't worry about detail at this stage. Bring a line, curve them down, cutting through that circle, that oval shape we just done. So cut them roughly about halfway through, and then kind of curve down, makes a little dip just here, and curve back. So it's more like this sort of shape rather than a straight curve. Once you get to there, I'm just going to curve this outwards. And you want to come out roughly about the same kind of length. So you imagine here from the back, it's roughly about the same. Not too much difference. I'm going to curve back from here, and curve around just like so. So we're going to start a circular shape here. So I'm going to curve around this. It's going to create out the back of his jaw. Once you've got there, just curve down from the mouth, down like so. It's going to be lying here. It's basically going to curve in and cut inside, you know, sort of like a cut, sort of, you know, classic old school design here. But this is the basic, the heads, and this is going to be the body. So once we've got this, I'm going to create this another line, just going to come here, like this. So basically like mimicking that line from the mouth, just kind of touch wide as we go back. So short to the front, wide as we go back. Similar bottom, it's going to be wide at the back, just bring it till you get to the end, getting shorter towards the end. Once you've got that done, roughly about this sort of position here, I'm going to bring in a circle. It's going to be where his eye is going to go. And from this, I'm going to go curve back, like this, and curve there. So I know that's roughly where I want the eye. At this front part here, I'm going to do this little shape just here, and I know this is where I'm going to want his nose. It's going to curve back, and I'm going to have some loops, like an eyebrow bit, curving back here, and I'm going to create these loops, coming back, coming down. And this is going to carry through onto this body part, so I'm going to have these loops, curving down his back like this. It's a really nice classic old school pattern that looks amazing down the snake's back. Inside the mouth here, I'm going to create this little inside gun piece here. I'm going to have a little curve just inside it. Inside the mouth, I'm going to create a little loop just here. There could be his tongue something to come out of. I'm going to have two wiggly lines coming out, just like this. I mean, you can make it a bit more sort of smoother. I'm going to make it more smoother. I'm just roughly putting everything where it needs to be. The little lines coming out the back here, and this one curving here just to create an inside part of the mouth. Now from the top part here, I'm going to create these teeth. So I'm going to create these two curves coming down like this. Instead of the bottom, just two curvy shapes just coming there. You can add more teeth if you want, but I just think two's, you know, just the right amount. Now we've got the basic sort of build up for the shape now, which is the main thing. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring in these large sort of semicircle shapes, all about the same sort of size, repeating, just to give an idea of where I want his belly to be. And once I've got this now, what I'm going to do is turn this transparency down, because this is basically like a rough sort of shape. Now we've got a rough shape, we can sort of come back here and we can start detailing stuff. You know, thin on paper, just rub it out ever so slightly, you know, just get nice and faint. Or you can use tracing paper and make layers. You know, us tattooists, we tend to do it when drawing. We put layers and layers of tracing paper to build up the design and keep refining it until we get exactly how we like. So I'm going to start here with the mouth. So this line, these two lines that curve through here, I'm going to create a circle shape, and I'm going to keep making these coming back, curving off. So each one's kind of sitting just behind the other one, all the way back until we get to the back of the mouth, just here. And then once we get here, I'm going to carry this on the bottom. I'm going to create these loops like this. But what I'm going to do, rather than going all the way around, I'm going to have this come down to a perfect end, like this. And just like here, just up until about halfway, I'm going to do the same thing. Bring that line across there, just refine these lines so it's nice, and the way it should look. Now coming here, I'm going to bring in the teeth now, so the teeth are there. A bit more sort of straight, a bit more the way they should look. So now it's going to bring lost create, and I'm going to create this little kind of loop just like this, so a little teardrop shape, so this kind of sort of shape. 2 of those inside the nose. And this curve's going to come back here and curve this back down. And I'm going to start here with the eyebrow bit because it's going to cut into the eye. So I'm going to curve this across like this, just like that. Got a secondary curve. And once I feel like I've got the base at the top, then I can add the eyeball in there. Which I'm going to do just now. So add that here. I'm going to add this little secondary line just underneath the eye and around the outside part, just there. Create a nice little loop. Now in these loops come down the back here, what I'm going to do is create a secondary line in each one of these. Just mimicking the outside shape. This is going to go the whole way down, like so. When you get here, around this jawline, this bit's going to sit in front of it, so the only part of those scales you're not going to see is the bit where the jaw sits in front of it. So just bring in these nice curved shapes, just like this. And then just reinforce that back line, just like so. I'm going to come back into the mouth just so I can just finish off this top part here. So I'm going to create this little loop, this little part here. Just create these lines, just curving out nice and smooth. Just like that. And those little lines just inside the mouth, so you just got a little bit of base inside the mouth, just like that. Now I'm going to come down, I'm going to get the body, the belly. So there's 3 different ways you can do this. You can create little sort of bumps in the middle if you want, and create a sort of like M shape. You can have sort of smooth ones, come down to a point. You know, just pick a certain kind of pattern, you know, like that sort of shape, that sort of shape, that sort of shape, something like that, and just keep repeating that. Now that's the trick, you just keep repeating it. I'm going to create a nice simple smooth one. So I'm going to create this semicircular shape. I'm just going to keep repeating this down the whole way. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a secondary line. It's just going to curve around and kind of mimic the outside line of each one of these, just going up, just like that. And then a little line just cutting through the centerpiece. You know, it's all about creating patterns. You know, that's what makes this snake so good. You know, it's all pattern work. You know, it's repeating sort of things. It just makes a really cool design in the end. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create this curve. And it's going to loop around and come like this. Then what I'm going to do is get a bit higher up, like that, and just there. So the idea is almost as if he's sitting in like a kind of like a skin wound sort of thing. Really classic, old school. You can put a couple of blood drops if you want. And it's always pretty cool effects with these snakes. And this is the basic structure of it now. So again, now we've got that. We can turn off that base layer so it's a bit more clearer. Turn it down a touch. And now we're going to go into our line work. I'm going to go on here, and you can use inking. You can use technical pen, which is really good, studio pen, anyone you generally prefer. Or if you want to get like a really nice, smooth, even line, which is perfect old school, you see me use it a few times, is monoline. It's a perfect one. You get a nice, even line the whole way through. It makes it perfect for outlining. Especially if you want everything the same kind of length and width, which is really classic of old school. So I'm going to zoom in and start doing that. So I'm going to get everything now and make sure it's on that line work layer. Oops. Get rid of that a little bit there. And remember, this bit of slightly pen works, so this is like the final layer, so any little changes you want to make, this is the last chance to make them. Well, I say that, you can always go back to it, but I think it's always a good habit of getting into the hang of this. You know, as a tattooist, it's like this would be like the last stage of designing, so after this stage, it'll be like no changing it. So it's a good habit to get into. Oops. A bit too wide of a draw. There we go. Don't worry about going the same speed as me. Go any speed you guys like. If you want to go like super slow and just keep pausing and rewinding, don't worry, that's perfectly fine. This is not a race. You know, I know sometimes I go a bit of a high speed, you know, it's just because I'm used to this. And if you want to get a perfect edge, I'll turn this around and sort of show you. You see like his back here? If you want to get this actually perfect sort of smooth edge, what you can do is draw it, get to the end and then hold. And what it does is it corrects it and make it a perfectly 100% smooth edge. You know, I tend to not do it too much, but if you want that, it's a really nice way of doing it. Obviously you can't do it on paper, but it's one big advantage of digital. So I'm just going to put in these scale bits here now. Like I said, you could sort of draw and hold it and get it perfectly smooth. But I think it's a good habit to sort of getting used to sort of trying to draw your own smooth lines. There's lines around there. These secondary lines. You can make these lines thinner if you want. I'll keep it nice and bold, and I want this to be a really nice big bold design. Keyboard line width the same. You know, if it was near traditional, I'll definitely put in a lot of different line weights. And you can do it old school. It's not a written rule that you can't do that. You know, it's just if you keep it like nice and same, you generally end up with a really nice old school effect. So just keep curving it around. Just building it up step by step. Just like that. And again now just mimicking the outside line, so just copying this curve, cross that line just there, and just bringing this line, boom, down the centre there. So just keep mimicking these bits. So I said, it's all about pattern work, you know, this pattern work is what makes it so cool. You know, it's one of the things that I really love about old school, you know, it's really different to a lot of our modern where it's so pattern based and people don't realise it sometimes. Teeth. And those back parts of the mouth. Don't like that line there, clip that. There we go. Let me get that eye part in there. Don't be afraid to sort of flip your design as well around, because like I said, certain angles feel more comfortable. So let's go down to put in this last little scale just here. Ooh. Correct that, a bit wonky. It's better. And don't be afraid to flip your design around, you know, get yourself comfortable. Now, the more comfortable you are, the better line you're going to pull. You know, I'd say over and over again so people realise it's really, really important. And it really does help. Get these basic little teardrop shapes. Nice and even actually. I like when they're 100% perfectly symmetric. An easy way of doing that sometimes, if you want, you can do, just select that one, get up here, action, click copy, paste, get around there, and just duplicate that one, bring that across, and then just merge those down so it's all one big layer. And that's it for the line work, so I'm going to turn off the sketching layer now. So this is what you have left. Now this is the basic build up line work. Now it's really simple but really effective. So I'm going to go down now and do shading. So make sure your line work here, click on it and make sure it's set to reference. That way when you select your selection tool up here on automatic, we can select on any layer and it's select within this space. And click and drag and make sure the selection threshold that pops up here is in the high 90%. So like somewhere between 90 to 98. Just don't go up to 100, just go up to 100 and just select the whole screen. So go down to shading. I'm going to use a spray paint tool for this on a medium nozzle. It's really good for old school effects. You know, I love it. So I'm going to start off here. I'm going to click a bit and I'm going to draw on the outside and kind of fade into it. So you see the area I select, it's only going to draw in that area. You know, done on paper, just kind of shade from the edge. It's just an easy way to kind of get to the edge when you're doing it digitally. So I'm going to select little bits just like it. I want black like around the outside part of the eye, just there. Coming down here, I want black down that area, and down that bottom bit, just there. Just look at that bottom part of the drip, just want a bit coming from there maybe. You know, just find some areas that you think looks pretty good. What I might do is just select these. Not 100% sure on this, but yeah, I'm just going to sort of like just give it a test, see how it looks. I'm going to put a bit of black. Just coming down his back. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm going to add that. But because I've got that, I'm not going to put on the body because I want some bits to be lighter than others. I don't want it to all be pitch black. Now make sure you have pitch black in there, because old school just won't look right if it hasn't got pitch black in there. You know, it's a very, very important part of it. I'm going to go down here and these teardrop shapes just down here, I'm going to select these. I'm going to put a little bit of black just on the bottom edge of those. And now we've got done, you can start, sorry, one little bit, just forgot. There we go. And now you've got that, you can go down to colouring. Now I would say the best thing in colouring is just to sort of do all the colours you know you want to do first. You know, if there's an area you sort of know you're going to do a certain colour, colour in that first, and then sort of decide the other ones later if you're not too sure. Like here, I know I want these bits in yellow. I know I want these sections just down here in yellow as well. I will be putting a bit of caramel tone in there as well on the edges. I might just do that now actually, one of those. So just across this top bit, just a bit of caramel just there. And you can do that on the inside mouth bit as well, I'm not going to bother with that. And other little areas you sort of know the sort of colours you want to do, so I'm going to go on here. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking what colours I want there, so I think I'm going to go, because I know I'm going to go actually, I know I want this inside bit of mouth red, and I know I want these red, so I'll colour them in red. Inside this bit, and the teardrops now, I want red. You see, just as you do more, you start to sort of see areas you're like, okay, yeah, I know what colour on that, I know I want that bit red. These inside bits here, and this part of the mouth here, I know I'm going to want this green. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to fade this green out. I'm not going to have it super strong, so I'm going to kind of fade pretty much to nothing. Just like this. Same coming down here, and now a little highlight just in that centre bit, just there. These top bits. And these inside parts here. I'm going to go here, go for my colours. And I haven't got blue in there yet, so I think I might put some blue. Yeah, I like that, it looks nice. It's all coming together now. And this top part here, I'm going on that yellow and that yellow, because I feel like that colour's going to match up with it. And because we've got these kind of colours, I don't add too many other different colours now, so I'm going to sort of stick with the colours we have and put the bits that I feel are going to kind of work with it. So inside the mouth, got that there, so I've got blue, which is going to contrast nice with that, so I can go on the inside for a change. And I know I've got yellow, blue there, so I've got the green, so what I might do is go for green, but I might go for a light green inside the eye. Getting close so you can see everything. And there we have it, that's an old school snake. And one thing we are missing though, which is very, very important, is the red inside his tongue. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select inside this area, because what I want is a red fade out. I want to kind of go from inside here, kind of fade outwards. I'm going to select the reds, come up like this, and I'm going to fade it out like that. Turn it off. There we go. And that finishes for me. Really nice, simple, really effective, old school snake. Hope you like it. And remember, you've got the pattern work here. You can change this pattern up, different designs. You can easily change this into 100 snakes just by changing the pattern work. You know, change his body shapes to different kind of shape. You know, like I said, like the M shape, the curved ones. You can have these different kind of pattern across here, different pattern down the back, different pattern across the body bit. You know, they're really easy to change up. You know, just kind of keep doing different kind of patterns, practicing, seeing which ones you like. And you start, you know, picking them, just you sort of get in, you think, okay, let's try this old school pattern I know, or this one, or this one. And once you've got about 10, 20 in the bank, you know, you can create loads and loads of different images. But yeah, I hope that one's helped you people. Check my videos. If you're new to my channel, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure you click the little bell button afterwards to get notified when I put more videos, because I've got plenty more like this to come. Yeah, but for now, I'm the Broken Puppet, and I'll see you next time, people. Peace.